Welcome back. Today in this video, we are going to see how to create a standalone configurable product in Revenue Cloud Advanced RCA. So first, we will be recapping of the previous session, like how to create a standalone product. And then we will be seeing what are the various steps that are involved to create a configurable standalone product, and then a demo of a configurable standalone product, and then finally some understanding and demo of configuration rules. So without wasting time, let's get started. So as we discussed, there are two types of products, standalone product and bundle product, which are further categorized as configurable and non-configurable products. And we have seen these steps to create a product in RCA. That is, first, define a catalog or associate to an existing catalog, then create a product, price the product, and then finally to see the reflected price, you need to refresh the decision tables. And we have seen this use case of creating an Apple AirPods product under the catalog Apple products, and we priced it at 100 USD. So we will be now further extending this use case. Like now we will make this product as a configurable product by adding these attributes. See, the idea behind this is to create a common SKU and then achieve the requirement of multiple SKUs. So this type of modeling is called as attribute based modeling. Okay, so let's move into Salesforce and see how it works. So first we will have to uh, define these three uh, attributes. Okay, first one is model, which is of type pick list with these three values, and then two checkbox field, ANC and engraving needed, and finally a field engraving text of type text. So before we actually get into Salesforce, let me also call out what are the steps that are involved to create a configurable standalone product. First step is to create an attribute pick list. After creating an attribute pick list, associate to attribute definitions, and then create a classification, associate this product classification to a product. Okay, if this is clear, now let's see the demo. So we are going to our product Apple AirPods that we have previously selected. The only change that we need to do on this product is to set this field value to allowed. Okay, and we can save this, ignore this warning. And then as we discussed, the next step is to create pick list attributes. So come here, and the name of the attribute that we saw was model. Let's move it to active, and the type would be text, right? We'll save this. So this is the name, and we'll create the pick list values now. So we'll come to the related, and the first one would be AirPods 3. Let's give the same code. Let's set it to active. Let's give the same value, and let's give the sequence as 10, and we will save it, and we'll create another pick list value, AirPods 4, and we'll do the same thing. We will copy it, we'll give the sequence as 20, and we'll change this to active, and then the other value, AirPods Pro, copy this, save it to active, display value, and give it as 30, right? Let's save this. You can come back and you can see all of them are active. Okay, and then we will have to go to attribute definitions. Under attribute definitions, we will associate those pick lists that we created. Let's call it the same name, model. The data type would be pick list, and the pick list that we have just created, model. Let's make it to active, and we are good to save this, right? And in the similar way, I had as well created the other attributes, engraving text, engraving needed, but there is one more that we need to create, that is ANC. Let's create it now. This is of type checkbox, so we select checkbox here, select it to active, and we will save this. So here we had created the attribute pick list, we have created the attribute definitions. So next is to create product classification. So we go to product classification. Let's call it as Apple AirPods. Can give the same name. Let's make it to active. Save it. So under attributes, we need to assign the attributes that we had created now. So we go here, individual attributes. We go to uncategorized. We had created ANC, model, engraving text, engraving needed, right? And now the other step would be, after classification, go to the product, and we have to associate the classification to the product. So Apple AirPods, so save it, and once we save it, we'll be noticing that the attributes will be inherited onto the product level, right? So with this step, we had configured the attributes to a product. Now let's see on the code by configuring this product. So go to the code, browse catalogs, search for Apple products. This product, Apple AirPods. Now you notice this icon, earlier it was disabled, and now this is configurable product. Once you click it, you will see these attributes. Okay, so that way we are able to configure the attributes onto a product. Okay, right? So moving on, we will continue with the presentation. So now what we have done is, we had created the following attributes and we have associated to our product, Apple AirPods. Okay, so now we will create a rule saying that if the ANC checkbox is selected, only then, if the Apple AirPods Pro model is selected, only then enable this ANC checkbox. Okay, let's see how we are going to do that. Now for this, you will need to go to configuration rules, go to your app launcher, search for configuration rules. Let's create a new configuration rule. Let's give the start date as the pass date. Let's make this to active. The scope of the rule is product, and let's say product equals, and let's select the product, which is our Apple AirPods. and then the condition is only if the model is equals to 8 pods 4, right? And the action would be to set the attribute. The attribute would be ANC equals to true, right? Let's save this. The rule is now activated. Now let's go back to our code. Let's configure this product. Let's search for a product. Apple products. Click on this configurable icon. Now select the type as 4, and if you notice the ANC got automatically selected. So because we had chosen the AirPods 4, and we can click on save. So we have seen how to create a configuration rule now. So a small assignment, if you have followed me along, create 2 more configuration rules. First one to display an informational message when AirPod 3 is selected, that is recommending to choose either AirPods 4 or AirPods Pro. The second one is whenever the engraving text required checkbox is selected, only then show the engraving text. Yes. If you have any questions or you're facing any issues, please drop a comment and we will get back to you. Hope you have enjoyed this video today. Thank you.